James had been searching for a new project to work on when he stumbled upon a mysterious box of tapes at a garage sale. Intrigued by the handwritten label "Forbidden Footage," he purchased it for a bargain price and took it home to examine its contents. As he watched the first tape, he realized he had stumbled upon something sinister. It showed a man tied to a chair, being tortured by a masked figure. The man's screams echoed through the room, making James feel sick to his stomach. Despite the disturbing nature of the footage, James couldn't help but be drawn in. He watched as more and more tapes revealed gruesome scenes of torture and murder. The further he delved into the box, the more he realized that these tapes were not just a random collection of horror movies. They were something else entirely. One night, as James was watching the tapes, he noticed that the date on the screen was the same as the current date. He shrugged it off as a coincidence and continued watching, but he soon realized that the footage was not pre-recorded. It was happening in real time. Suddenly, the footage cut to black, and James heard a voice whisper, "You shouldn't have watched those tapes." Terrified, he turned to leave the room, but the door wouldn't budge. He was trapped. The next day, the police found James's lifeless body in the room, surrounded by the same tapes he had been watching. The cause of death was unclear, but the tapes were nowhere to be found. Years later, another filmmaker stumbled upon the same box of tapes at a garage sale. He bought them for a bargain price, just like James had done. And just like James, he realized too late that the tapes were cursed. It was a typical Saturday afternoon, and a family was getting ready for their daughter's 6th birthday party. They had invited all of her friends from school and had hired a clown to entertain the kids. The parents had done their research and found a reputable clown company, but they didn't know that they were in for a horrifying experience. The clown arrived at the party, dressed in his colorful costume and makeup. The children were excited to see him and started to gather around him. However, something was off about this clown. His smile seemed to be painted on, and his eyes were empty. As the party progressed, the parents started to notice that the clown was acting strangely. He would occasionally disappear for a few minutes and then reappear, as if nothing had happened. The children were starting to get scared of him, but the parents tried to assure them that he was just trying to be funny. It wasn't until the end of the party when the parents realized that something was seriously wrong. They noticed that some of the children were missing, including their own daughter. They searched the house and the yard, but there was no sign of the children. Suddenly, they heard a strange noise coming from the basement. They cautiously made their way down the stairs, only to find the clown holding all of the missing children captive. His smile had turned into a sinister grin, and his eyes were now filled with malice. The parents tried to fight the clown, but he was too strong. He had used some kind of hypnotic power to control the children and turn them against their parents. The clown revealed his true identity as a demon that feeds on the fear of children. He had been hired by the clown company to carry out his evil plan. The parents were able to break the spell by offering themselves as sacrifice to the demon, allowing the children to escape. The clown disappeared, but the trauma he inflicted on the family and the children stayed with them forever.